as guys who that of people that have been in my sessions before, you'll hear a lot of the similar kind of things. What I did today is I put a couple things behind me. Right off the bat, there is the Scan Me coupon up here. That, where is it? Well, there we are. If you scan that, that will get you the hotel savings card. Now, probably one of the biggest things that I want to emphasize today, as I've seen in solar people, and I'm going to be very pointed towards solar. We've got a lot of people using this program, and there are a couple of things that have been working really well. When you do an event like a fairground, a mall, or doing something like that, you're going to find these QR codes give you good contact information. People are always playing the angles, and using a QR code is a nice passive way to get that information, have them enter into a contest. You'll see behind me a couple's getaway poster. You'll see behind me mock-ups for door hangers. Whether you're doing door knocking in a neighborhood, and if you're a door knocker, having been in that territory at times in my life, you're going to get 1 out of 3 people home, and maybe only 3 out of 10 that will talk to you. Leaving an old-fashioned door hanger is a great idea, because you put a business card, they look at it, they don't really pay attention, but the door hangers are so unique now. Not everybody is using them. It works very well, and it also works in a neat place. If you put it on the garage door, you need to realize not everybody goes to the front door of their house. Think about human pathways and logic. So putting it on the garage door handle, they will see the door hanger there, and it looks kind of like the hydro people were there to collect an unpaid bill or something. So they pay attention to it. For whatever reason, door hangers are working really well for people that are saturating a neighborhood. Even if you don't actually talk to the people and simply go through the neighborhood, putting them on the door hanger before you blitz it, you will get a better responsivity to your branding and your name, even when you're doing telemarketing or other types of email marketing. You need to realize in marketing today, singular touch points don't always do it. You're going to have to get yourself in front of people a lot of different times. And that's one of the reasons why I promote the idea of doing door hangers, doing email campaigns, doing joint ventures with other events in the community. For example, every community has a high school that has a football game on Friday night. How difficult is it for us to attend something like that, and whether we're sponsoring it or doing something and using the hotel card or our dining card as an entry gift, it puts your brand and recognition out there. Particularly if you've got a QR code, the QR code snags that information. Everybody who signs up today with this, we're going to have a database tied into the back end that gives you the name, the email, and the phone number of that person. They may be an unqualified prospect, but you can drip market to them with email with very low cost penetration and get your brand recognized. Whether they are directly a purchaser or whether they simply know somebody that's purchasing, that referral aspect of common knowledge and brand recognition works. And a couple of things that work in terms of brand recognition and understanding is we have for a quarter century dealt with mass marketing and branding. That works because of a theory called million eye solution. And that is, if you take a sampling of 1 million eyes and understanding that the human genome is only 6 degrees separated, that means a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend knows somebody that's of real importance, like the president or the pope or the king or that sort of thing. Harvard has done all the studies for that. But we now live in a new generation of internet. And something that you probably need to look up, and I can share with you a link. Meta released a study in 2016 that says the degree of separation of people that are connected in social media is 3.46. And so you have a tighter specificity to be able to contact people in a tighter marketplace. What that means, and break it all down, is in a million eyes, we know that there are 20,000 people today buying baby products. That just happens to be a number that's unique enough that you'll relate to. With social media, if you can get 100,000 people on social media to pay attention to you, you have the same demographics in 100,000 as you do in a million proportionately. So in 100,000, you would have 2,000 people buying baby products, 1/10 of what you would have in a mass market. So it's a mini mass market. That's why everybody is so interested in influencer marketing, that sort of thing. You can, in fact, duplicate that by joint venturing. If you've attended one of my seminars, you've found me talk about things like going to a nail salon, giving away cards, and drawing and then leveraging it on social media. I invite you to come to one of our coaching sessions and we'll talk about that in detail. But the reality is in 1 week, you can create your own influencer audience of 100,000 that stimulates you from brick and mortar and puts you in the ether. Once you're in the ether, you can self-perpetuate that out over 12 to 14 weeks. And literally every single person that does this mechanism can generate a contact list of between 700 and a million people, 700,000 and a million people. If you have that kind of a digital contact with friend of a friend of a friend contact in social media, you're not far away from your prospects. This means that your brand and your front of mind presence before potential clients is achievable right before you without spending big budgets. And in today's economy, you need to be cautious in terms of your overhead in acquiring a client, because people are skeptical, because people want to check you out and have so much access on social media. You need to be seen everywhere. How do you do that? You put yourself married to the very audience that you need. So yes, it's stupid to go look for solar leads in a nail salon, but it's not the lead you're looking for. It's the front of mind awareness of your brand. Now, you guys are pushing power, if I'm not mistaken, but you've got a brand recognition nationwide, but you've also got your own brand that you put out in the areas of your own concentration. And you need to commingle your national brand with your own personal brand. Personal branding counts big in the buying decision. It's probably over 50% of what makes people buy from you is your personality and your brand, the know, the like, and the trust about you. So today, when we're presenting a product, you need to take time to understand that customer. How many of you in this audience find that people don't show up for a meeting? How many of you find that you're struggling to get them to really focus or to read a decision in that few minutes at the start of a Zoom call? Here's what to do. Let me ask you a question. We've got Spencer that I can see his picture on my screen here. Spencer, tell me about the best vacation you've ever been on.
The best vacation I've ever been on was probably to Bali.
To Bali.
Because it was an exotic location, super far away, so it seemed extra exciting.
Yeah. What's the next thing on your bucket list?
I probably something like Tahiti.
Okay.
I've
So
never
you're
been
into
to
the
Tahiti.
exotic, aren't
Been
you?
to the exotic areas, yeah. I'm not like a big city person.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Now, everybody saw that happen. What happened is immediately I asked the question that came from left field, and he went, "Oh, I got to think about that." And you went to a place, honest feedback. You went to that place of, "Oh, yeah, I remember Bali. You know, that was nice." And you're in a happy mood. Your whole demeanor, posture, we could see that change in that few seconds. Your mind went away from the seriousness of the business, wondering about what am I trying to pitch you on, to thinking about vacation. And that's one of the key psychological things that happen in using incentivifications. Even if somebody asks you the question, well, what are you asking me that for? I thought I'm talking about solar here today. Oh, I just got a company promotion going on. And for my own curiosity, I'm just curious what you did for vacation. But as a sales and marketer, you know what I got? I got that Spencer had enough money to go to Bali. Okay. Spencer likes the luxury end of life. Okay. And so I have a better insight into your personality. 5 minutes of conversation with you, and I'd know a whole lot about who you are as a person, where you began to communicate. I didn't have to quiz you for questions. You were talking to me. And if you ask me a question, why is the company talking about it? I say, well, we got this promotion. I'm just curious about it. Oh, yeah. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, that person that says, oh, well, what does that mean? Tell me about the promotion, because they're interested. There isn't anybody in any of your audiences that don't want something of value that they can go and enjoy for themselves. You know, that's just a reality. Oh, you got free tickets for the baseball game? You know, you're going to say, will you take me with me? That's the edge of what this is. Oh, you've got vacations. You're promoting that. Does that impact me? Can I access that? And as soon as they offer you the opportunity to give them information, what have you gained in that moment? They've opened the portal of asking. And in marketing, when customers are asking you a question, they're willing to hear the answer. And that is vital, gentlemen, no matter what you're selling, to be able to have people invite you to give them information. They will actually move their attention scale up much higher when they ask. When you're forcing information on them or you're providing information, it's like watching TV in the background. Your mind goes all over the place. But if they ask the question, they're focused on seeing what that answer is most of the time. How you communicate it becomes the next thing, because you have their attention, they engaged with you. Now, how are you going to communicate? I got information out of Spencer that he would like to go to Tahiti or something down the road. So I know that later on in the communication with him, if I need to draw him back in, I can ask the question, Spencer, if I gave you an offer to buy a year subscription with Marketing Boost, and I offered you a free trip to Tahiti, would that make a difference to you? Are you going to sit up and pay a little more attention? Perhaps. Yeah. Okay. That's the illustration. And I'm being overly general, guys. I just want to talk to you about these foundational things that are simple, everyday facts. But we as marketers need to be able to use them and engage with those when we're communicating with our customers. That's the vital part of what life is about. And if you think about it, when you're prospecting for clients, you can spend a whole lot of time running around all over the place, but start basic. Do you know your neighbors? Do you know this? Do you know that? I've asked probably hundreds of solar people about at an install. When you've gone and done an install, do you go and put prospect information to the neighbor on the right, the neighbor on the left, and the 3 houses across the street? Okay, those 5 people have had the best view of your installation. They are prospects that watch the work go on. Now, if they were impressed with it, they probably have an influence over somebody else. Even if they don't buy, they are prospects for referral. And I can't count the number of people that have avoided doing that. And they complain about it's costing me so much to run here and there and everything. And right in front of you is the very business that will give you the best quality of lead going forward. And we need to cycle back and take attention to the world that we live in. The neighbors of somebody that got solar are your best prospects for the next generation. If they're older and they don't want to have solar on their house because they can't afford it or whatever the deal is, they've got a relative or friend who might be bringing that up. And you need to put your name and your brand in front of them and say you were paying attention to them. Even if it's something as simple as that, I know it was inconvenient to have those extra trucks around while the installation is going on, but I want to give you this gift. I will give you a dining card with $100 worth of discount just because you're going to be inconvenienced by having some of our construction cars around the neighborhood while it's being installed. You know, whether you do it before, after, or during, engage with those people. They are your next inventory and the pathway to the next level of leads. And we so often forget about it. Even if you're on the other side of the country and you can't physically go to this, you know, it's okay. You can do that by virtual contact. From that point of view, it will work. I just need to deal with a message. I think we're going to maybe have I'm going to share with him the link here. What did I do with that? Where did it go? Marco Torres is on the road right now. He's our founder, and so I'm going to invite him to come in here. Sorry, guys, you're going to see a screen that, oh, you don't see my screen. That's okay.
I just gave you the Zoom link.
Oh, you've got the Zoom link in the chat. Thank you very much for my inefficiency here. Anyway, that's the foundation of what this is. Contacting people, engaging with people, working with the whole process. Now, behind me, you're seeing samples of where I've taken this scan code that's over my shoulder, and they're on door hangers, they're on posters, they're on all of these other things. Engagement with your people is important. So what I'm going to be doing next is, if Doug can let me share my screen. Can I do that, Doug? Am I open?
You should be able to now.
You've disabled screen sharing, so I need to have that open, Doug.
Or try one more time.
I will do that. There we go. So here, gentlemen, is our members area of Marketing Boost, and how simple it is. Even if you're a small monthly member of Marketing Boost, you can get in here. Those of you that are a part of Marketing Boost know this already, but we have illustrated in here all of the addresses and destinations that people can go. And if you break down into one of these destinations, you're going to find all the high quality hotels that are a part and parcel of the process. That works extremely well in attraction to people. Having the relevant destinations that you think your target market want to have is of great value to you, being able to relate to who those clients are. I use it in a simple illustration. Somebody that's into country and Western music, you send them to Nashville, you don't send them to Vegas or to Broadway in New York. That kind of logic is what I'm saying. Not everybody wants to go where you want to go. Spencer, you want to go to Bali, but a lot of people don't want to. Some people want to go to Dubai, others don't want to ever go to Dubai. Think about it through the eyes of your prospect. It's an important part for you to look at it from that perspective, that you look through the eyes of the consumer. But you have the vacation incentives, which are those big opportunities to say, you know, if we were able to come to an agreement, guys, on this, I'll be able to provide you a complimentary stay there. If we end up getting you approved and putting that all together, we can even say you've got that choice as to whether you pay the taxes and the fees or not. And that's a separate issue that comes into the flow of it. But you can develop that as a goal and ambition, that Tahiti trip can be feasible because that destination is there. Getting to that is something that you use the smaller incentives for. That hook with the door hanger card that gives somebody the opportunity to get a hotel savings card. That's the advantage that somebody gets out of that opportunity, is you put the hanger up for $300 hotel savings card. They're going to fill that in. You're going to get their accurate data. Here's something that happens with a QR code. Most people, when they're putting a QR code, and most people, when they're getting money as a result of it or something of significant value, use their good email. They don't use the promo email. And so therefore you're getting quality lead information, their legal name, their actual phone number, and their good email in that sense. It's not the one that goes to spam all the time. And so you're going to gain, in many cases, when you scan a code, it will autofill with your information. And so then again, you're getting the best of information available by just getting them to go to that. You've made that contact, you've got that engagement with them. And with 1 million hotels worldwide, this provides them recurring value. Now, this is not going to give somebody a $100 or a $300 free night in a hotel, in the sense that it's a buy down discount. What this does is a privilege card that allows them to get maximum discount. We will take the market rate of a hotel where it's promoted on booking.com or on Zhivago, and at our Book VIP Plus location, we're going to be able to provide them wholesale rates, the rates close to what a travel agent pays for it, for that reservation, and it will buy down from the market rate down to that price. So whether they get $25 a night off or they get $50 a night off, depending on what market conditions are, this card is going to be retained with them for a long period of time. By having that, they're able to connect with you and remember you're the one that gave that to them. If any of you have taken that today, that offer, you'll see they get a text message. They get a very professional presentation and informed information. You gain a credibility factor when you deliver on something that you're telling them they're going to get. It's not a nefarious promise. It's a received promise in that sense. And that's the start of the value consideration of them having credibility that what you say, you deliver on. They scanned your poster and you sent them a card. That proves that you are a person of your word. You've got credibility. You're doing things in a professional way. That raises their know, like, trust of you significantly in the early going of getting in touch with them. And that establishes and can be built over time, because they're going to make a major purchase with you to spend thousands of dollars in putting a solar thing in. You've got to be able to build that credibility and keep that in mind as you go. So we've now covered a bunch of different things that happen to this, where we've got the resources, we've got the templates, we've got the content material, we've got the incentives that get people to where they want to go. The next thing that we want to deal with in terms of in terms of dealing with these incentives, why is this not working here? There we go. We're going to have them engaged with you, just like we engage Spencer. You're going to be able to deal with it for referrals. And much as money often counts, sometimes people resist the idea of money. They kind of feel that, well, I don't know if I want to sell out my friends to that point of view, but they will take it in a gift of a vacation in that sense. So you've got unique opportunities to at least capture their interest, and the money may become relevant down the road, but the matter is something that they want and keep. Lead generation, you're going to be able to engage with your community of people using this, do contests and sweepstakes with charities, etc. All of this stuff works quick and easy to put your brand out at a good cost. The relevance of this, sending people to the right place, is important in the process. You're going to get selling them the dream with the final destinations. You're going to get templates that stimulate ideas. The first thing you want is that attention of an individual. capturing their attention and getting them focused on who you are and what you are doing, and that you are a genuine person of value is important. Those touch points come. One of the things that Marketing Boost does is we're not there to make our Marketing Boost brand stand out. The Redeem Vacations is a public travel platform. Book VIP Plus is known as a public travel platform. They don't know that you're getting this at an incentive value consideration of a membership. And so it's your secret and it's your profile to put out these content pieces that we provide for you that raise the caliber of what it is that you're presenting to them. You have a strong customer strength behind your company brand, but that association where you're adapted with somebody else that has prestige becomes a multiplier in the equation. Some of you are monthly members with us, and we encourage you to become annual. As an annual member, you will access rebates back from the resorts, anywhere from $3 to $15 per traveling voucher gets rebated back to you. Over the course of a year, if you're an active marketer, you're going to pay all of your membership costs by that review. We're now moving to the point of being able to automate. As we have heard here, a lot of you are already using Go High Level. And our automation booster in the back, where we're able to help you in that particular area. Those of you that are already on Go High Level, we are looking at various ways to help you integrate, and that is coming down the road. But you can automate a good part of what the process is. You're all dealing with different setters, different door knockers, all kinds of combinations, and efficiency and credibility in business comes by automating. That's where the QR code links to the door hanger, links to triggering your leads. You want that to happen 7/24, no matter what time zone you're in and what market area you're working. You want the product to be presented professionally. We provide that in our templates. We provide the credibility of things that are in demand. The food cards are there. I also am going to really mention significantly working within communities. If you've got a person that's ferreting out leads, working in a particular community, encourage him to tie up with local businesses. You need to be able to make it an established fact that you are functional in that community. You're not a fly-in, fly-by-night, sudden arrival in town. People find credibility about people that are known in a community. And so by going and tagging up with a local business and helping them promote, it promotes you as a person interested in contributing within the neighborhood. Yes, people will buy anywhere nowadays. So, you know, Amazon has taken away a lot of the local sales area, making it all the more reason why you want to help that local business. That local business has 5, 10, 20 years worth of background. You can leverage that audience credibility and gain the, oh, you must be a local guy. I saw you're working with Tony the pizzeria guy, or Madeline the spa lady. Somebody they know you're helping, and that works within the community to build your touch point credibility. All of that adds up in the equation. When you guys are out there, I'm every bit the businessman. You're focused on solar. You've got that. Share it with other people. Put your affiliate link behind the solar and share it with other solar people. You're also going to bump into people in other industries. Have these links together with your affiliate and share that. Any income is good income, is it not, guys? You know, from a very practical point of view, if you make a revenue off of somebody else participating and it comes on a recurring basis, it works well. 40% commission recurring on memberships where people come. All you need to do is give them the link, give them your affiliate tagged onto the back of it, and that's recurring revenue for you established. So I just appeal to you as a good way for you to grow that. We have a video, which from a point of view of timing today, I'm not going to go through all of that in terms of the video review, but I want to talk to you about a funnel review. And this is one funnel that I've worked with many, many solar people. You trigger a lead, you've got somebody interested. What is it that you really need? You need a utility bill, and you need an appointment to talk to them about that. We've created landing pages, and it's important in a landing page to remember the important things that go with it. And we're going to talk about that very briefly now and walk through some of the fundamentals. Connecting that piece that's at the door, connecting that image that's in the email, connecting the name that's been expressed over the phone. However you've made contact, you drive that traffic to a particular landing page. And here we've got a landing page, you've got clear branding at the top. You've got a clear message here of saying goodbye to electricity bills. Is that not a big thing that is a hook in people's mind when you're presenting solar? If you're doing social media advertising, this video here would likely relate to the social media advertising ads that have it. It's an instant little solar video. Now, most of you have seen that, or if you need to see it, we'll get together with you and give you the full details. But that ties into what you might have been doing on social media. It gives them the seed of the idea that you're giving them destinations and vacations, and they're going to book an appointment, schedule the appointment free. Within this infrastructure, it organizes to book the appointment and have them submit the electrical bill as part and parcel of it. The funnel here goes on to opening up the important key points about your key selling points. That's the reminder. If they haven't acted in the first action, they scroll down and they see the key points. What your promises, the key selling lines are there as part and parcel of the process. We walk through every step of the way. You build up the key points that are your value consideration. You schedule appointments about your solar snapshot, your testimonials that go in here, how much you can save, all of that, and then tie in the travel rewards. It's very important that you provide that passive information for somebody to ferret out. They will hear things that you say, and I'll guarantee that an hour after you guys have been in this meeting, if I were to ask you about the key points, you'll remember certain key points, but it'll only be 10% of what I've talked about. Certain things will be vested in your mind. And the same thing happens with your consumers. They're going to have certain ideas, but they're going to come back and rest with what is on printed page that refreshes and reminds them of what they've seen before. And so it's important that you delineate that information of what your promotion is, tie it up to the information, and then comes this part. They're getting a free resort stay. We've been featured on CBS and Fox, and you can leverage that. You're partnered with Marketing Boost. This is likely the first question you're going to ask about this bonus trip. Is this real? It sounds too good to be true. Have you ever heard that happen? Have you ever asked that question yourself when you first heard about Marketing Boost? This sounds, there's got to be a catch here. What is it? Our travel partner, Redeem Vacations, has given away tens of thousands. We've established numbers. These travel vouchers over the years, and thousands come back to comment on their experience and leave testimonials on third-party review websites. Trustpilot, Google SiteJabber, they're all part of that for credibility. Now, here's the subtle part of what this is. They're going to look at this and these types of playbacks of information that are of high value to people. When I click on this Sotellus here and it comes up to a video on Redeem Vacations, they can walk through that. They're going to associate, they're not going to delineate that it's Redeem Vacation or Power. It's the grouped names that you get leverage. So your brand, Power's brand, our brand, all add up together. and we get very genuine type comments. We've got thousands of these 5-star videos. That's credibility that begins to build that trust factor for people to make that final commitment. So let's just listen to this kind of genuine thing.
Hi everyone, my name's Emma. I'm from Brisbane and we received our Redeem Vacations voucher and we used it towards a trip to Sydney to see some of my family down this way, down south. So we are staying at the View Hotel and all I can say is, oh my God, it is literally called that for a reason. So I will just draw your attention to the...
Now they go on and she talks for another 10 minutes, actually. It's a huge, long presentation of information, but it's genuine. This is relatable to the average individual. They can tell the difference between an AI personality that talks, that's a translation from somebody in China typing it into the computer most of the time. Eventually we won't be able to rely on that, but there's something about a genuine person saying something, oh my God, it's this. You can tell this person is genuine. You cannot script and present that artificially. Actors can't act it quite that much that you can get it. It's a genuine presentation. That genuine credibility gives people comfort that's really important in building the base to what it is you need to build. I can go to any one of these other ones, whether I go to Trustpilot, I'm going to find that we've got high ratings on all of those sites. All of that comes back to leverage and improve their concept of who you are. When we go down through this page, people are going to raise the next question is, when can I travel? You know, I'm getting all this solar thing. I'm thinking of it. Do I need to do it right now? Here is where we expand on that and we move to 18 months of select travel dates. They've got 1.5 years to choose their dates. Yes, they're going to make some commitment now, but they're going to do that over a course of time. And so it takes those issues off the instant plate and they can see the value. They know that they've got time to make good plans and to put it together. And then the question comes, how can we do this? And we've built relationships. We explain that clearly and concisely to the customer. They see it ink on a piece of paper or digital figures on a screen, I guess, that shows why we can do it and why it's a win-win. And it's really, really simple. We're filling up these hotels. These are rooms that would otherwise go empty. And somebody is going to be there. They're going to sit in the end of the bed. And I want you to walk into it. If you've just been given a complimentary vacation, you walk into a room where all you've paid for is the taxes and the fees, a nominal amount, and you sit in the end of the bed and you say, gee, this is better than I thought it was going to be. Cool. I feel really good. I think I'm going to have room service tonight. You know, that you know it's going to be expensive, but you got the room cheap, so you're going to spend the money on room service. And you're going to open the folder and say, you know, I've never gone to the spa here. Maybe I should try the spa. And people do spend the money. They engage. They're going to spend money in the room service. They're going to spend money in the spa. They're going to spend money in the other amenities within the facility. They're going to spend money in the restaurant. Overall, they're contributing. The resorts make money that goes right to their bottom line. They're happy with the situation, and your client's just amazed with what the opportunity is that they've had. And you don't lose the opportunity. You can schedule an appointment. If they're on the fence, this can give them things to think about. And just like you lay out your sales above, you lay out the process. They get an appointment, they select their travel dates, and they go have fun. These are important. We spell it out, keep it simple for the consumer to understand. One of the strengths that we offer in Marketing Boost is we give you this messaging material that gives people what they need to absorb. They want to feel comfortable. They want to feel warm and cozy, and we're giving them that kind of thing. If they haven't made up their mind, what do? We do what any good marketer does, is say, well, this, you might not be interested in this. You haven't made up your mind now. I'm going to take it away. Maybe you should pay the full price. Maybe you should stay someplace else. Maybe you should just do it independent of us. And what happens when you play takeaway? 9 times out of 10, they say, well, just a minute here. I'm not so sure I've decided. And you re-engage them back into the process. That's what we are doing in this. The logic and the simplicity of the message presentation is as important as what the content of the message is. So remember, don't cut your corners as you're going through your pitch. Are there hidden fees? That is inevitably going to be something that's of latent concern. They may not have verbally expressed it, but if they're still hesitating, this is going to address it. There are no timeshare presentations. Yay, rejoice. It's a free and clear deal. We state one traveler has to be 21 years of age. Well, yeah, I can qualify for that. And yeah, I got a credit or a debit card. I'm good. No hidden fees that covers the resort stay. No airfare, food, or resort. But yeah, well, that's still, it's a great deal. I really like that. Schedule the appointment. And then if they haven't decided, we can go through all of the final questions that they might have. We all know that if you raise enough questions and you answer them with salient, concise answers, people can't think any further in their negativity. And their inevitability is that they're going to do. Remember, in this case for you guys, you're trying to get them simply into an appointment. And so are we overemphasizing? You might say that to this point is you might be working numbers and say, I'll just burn and churn, I'll get appointments, I'll go. I'm only going to invest in people that are really interested in my product. At some point in your careers and in your growth of this industry, you're going to have to think about the fact that you can't afford to lose anybody who is a prospect, because if you don't get them, somebody else is going to pick them up along the way. You are transitioning in the solar business from the wild west of there wasn't anybody out there, and you've got the open field. You're now in a more maturing market where more people know, more people understand those essences of who are you? Are you the horror stories of people that have been burned and churned are out there? And so this is the time for you to build your brand, build your credibility. Everybody that's in this meeting today has made a choice that solar is your career. And so let's think about it from the point of view, are you going to build that image? Are you going to build that credibility of what you are doing to grow? Yes, I think that's the answer. And so from that point, I think that I've covered the fundamentals of what it is that I was asked to present here today. I can go on and talk a little further, but I've already taken 45 minutes of your time, which I thought was supposed to be 30, but I always leverage a little bit. But I want to invite you to participate with me. I have programs to help you get in, whether you come in monthly or annually. We even have a $0 plan that you can get 7 destinations and you don't have to spend any money with us. I'll be succinct and say that those are big destinations and if you want to call it the vacation incentives at the high end, you won't get the restaurant cards and you won't get the hotel cards, which are the strongest part of our offering, I believe, as lead magnets and information gathering source for what it is you're doing. You guys need that information. You need to grow it. The amount that we charge for a monthly membership is $47. At that amount per month, you're handling it, and on an annual basis, you're at $347 a year. If you're looking at going from your monthly plan up to an annual plan, I do have a transition program that will allow you to upgrade. I will tell you, if you're marketing seriously, your rebates from the resorts will compensate for your membership issue. It makes it very worthwhile to get involved in our annual. Is there anybody here that's got some questions about how to do that? Silence is
No
golden.
one has question. I know a bunch of us already have it, but
Yeah.
So I don't have it. I was just curious, what's the, I didn't catch the annual plan
The
cost, or
annual
is that
fee
just?
is $347 a year, Sean.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And that gives you unlimited vacations, incentives, one per household per year. Okay, so you can't give the same household 2 vacation incentives, but you can give the same household unlimited number of food cards and hotel cards.
Would these trips only be for like 1-2 people, or can it be like a family of 4? Like 2, a married couple and 2 kids.
The principal arrangement is it's a couple's getaway. That's what we've done. They're designed around that. Some of the resorts, and this is something that you cannot promise, but they can talk to Redeem Vacations. A fair number of the resorts will accommodate other children, etc., in the same room. It depends on rooming and capability. There is an upcharge for that, okay, if you have additional people in the room. What I often do when I have somebody that says, well, I'd like to go to Mexico and I want to take my kids with them, what they can do is they can do a separate reservation and use the hotel cards for the reservation of the children. If they've got separate rooms, most parents want the kids to have a separate room at their resort, and the hotel discount card will compensate for that. So there are ways to work through that to be able to accommodate it, but certainly a lot of the resorts will have an accommodation, and they will have an upsell value for people that want to travel with kids. However, the principle behind this is a couple's getaway.
So think of it as a 1-bedroom.
Yes, that's exactly.
I have a question for you. When you said they can only have 1 vacation per household per year.
That's correct.
So if I have a promotion where I have one of my teams, let's say they bring me 5 leads that go solar.
Yep.
But let's say they bring me 10, and every 5 deals I give them a vacation.
Right.
How do I work that?
Well, there's really no way to work that. If you're going to be giving them a voucher that's good, if they go on the vacation this year, 12 months later, they're eligible to go on another one. And that's a hard and fast rule within the system. What I would do if I had somebody that was generously providing content, I would just give them multiples of the hotel card to compensate for that. If they wanted to do much more traveling in the shorter time frame, they'll be able to get the value out of that.
Okay. And the other question that I have, if you had to set up 7 locations because I'm working with the American Legions and they're all the way across the United States. If you had 7 locations that you were going to set up for them, and we obviously East Coast, West Coast, what would the 7 locations be? What are the best 7 to do something like that?
It depends. You're going to have to think. I don't know that I can answer that definitively off. I think that, for example, a West Coast location would have a different 7 than what you might have in an East Coast. Okay, and it's a breakdown of where they are in that sense and what the context of the people are. That's about understanding where those locations are, Doug.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll give you a very simple example. If you had somebody in Detroit, you're going to include a Niagara Falls, you're going to have a Washington area or a Cape Cod area or something like that. You're going to have a Vegas, you're going to, and you're likely going to have some international location. But a lot of that is mixed into that's where I was talking about the relevance to your prospect base. If you've got a blue collar base of people, then you're going to think, where do they really enjoy going on vacation? If you've got fashion moguls, they're going to want to go to the trending place. And even you take Mexico, there are trends towards Cancun for certain demographic versus Puerto Vallarta. And, you're going to have people wanting one or the other. And that's a degree of putting some thought into who is the audience that are a part of those locations. That you need to spend time on. And I could talk to you more about that specifically when you have more information about what those locations are.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we sit down because I'm offering 7 right now, and I have I've got let's see, Las Vegas, New York, New Orleans, Nashville, Orlando, Cancun, and Hawaii.
Yep.
That's what I have that I'm offering to them, but I didn't know if there would be maybe a better mix than, maybe New Orleans or something like that. But I can't get into, like if they're on the West Coast, here's 7 different locations. Here's on East Coast, you have 7 locations. I mean, if it gets down to specific and they say, hey, unless I can get a trip to, let's say Bali, then or something like that, then I can always adjust and send that to them. But
right.
For the most part, I mean, if you're talking, they say, boy, I wish I would be able to go to Toronto.
Yeah.
I can adjust that.
Sure, you can adjust that. That's certainly within your discretion. I would only throw in one other quotient towards that. It's been my experience of late that there's a really strong desire within certain ethnic groups in America to wanting to go to Dubai. Okay, and that's not a place that would naturally relate to you, Doug, nor myself. But the demographics of some of those ethnic groups is to want to go. Dubai is the first mention that comes up on their bucket list, and I've learned that by having the hundreds of seminars I've had. It was a surprise to me in the beginning, but it's now I can almost peg who's going to choose that as a destination. And so that's the importance of the relevance of you putting thought into it. You're doing the right thing thinking about it, Doug. I'm not really prepared. I don't have the information to know just how to tweak that down for you, but write me an email. You've got it. I know we've talked before several times. I'm always available to try to give you guidance and that kind of stuff. It's important that you relate to your clients. That's what we want you to be able to do. They're going to have a good experience and you'll have a good sales experience.
Thanks.
Okay.
I had a question.
Yep.
So what if like Spencer sent me this vacation 3 months ago and I took one to Vegas, but then Doug sends me one to Orlando? I'm not able to take that trip.
No, you've had your one incentive vacation for the year for 12 calendar months.
So I had another question. How does Javier Rodriguez do it? Because he takes like a trip every other month or every month.
Javier has a legacy account, okay, that he got years and years and years ago, that he bought an account with privilege to it that, yeah, Javier's got it. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's the reality. You know what they say, early adopters sometimes get it, and Javier's got it. Okay, I'll put it that way. I'll be succinct. I have a card that I've been a part of this for a long time, and I have enhanced privileges because of when I bought it at that particular time, but it's just not available. Those legacy plans they're few and far between. Sorry, guys. I wish I could. Maybe I should propose that we come out with an alternative. But the biggest issue is, I'll tell you why it's become one. Is we had for some time people taking advantage of the fact that they were using this like a personal travel situation and didn't do the matching volumes, and the resorts lost on the equation. And so it's like when people push the limits, it affects everybody negatively. So sorry, it's the way that it has transpired. So
Set goals for them. You hit this amount, then you can do it each year.
yeah.
And I thought he was making millions.
A lot of them, actually, a lot of those trips that Javier he does through the hotel card as well. Okay, not always are they on the incentive plan. Some of the same destinations are available under the hotel plan. Not necessarily quite as good a deal, but very close to it.
And there's no limit for that? Like
No limit. A hotel card. I use them regularly. I travel to board meetings. I do different things, and I'm using it all the time.
Andre,
Yep.
before we end up closing this up and everything, did you put your email into the chat so that people can
It's
get?
right above. I'll put it in the chat, but it's right above my head.
Yeah, I know. It's just so much easier if they want to copy it right up.
This is about ease of access. Okay, we got that. Okay.
Yeah, you set up all the automation,
Okay.
So when someone checks into a hotel, does like the hotel people host or whatever see where it's coming from, Marketing Boost or Redeem Vacations, or how do they know it's?
They know you are checking in. Redeem Vacations or Book VIP Plus send every client or send you a reservation slip, and you get a reservation slip just like if you bought it on Trivago or Booking.com. So they know the agency source. They know it's a Redeem Vacation. They know it's a Book VIP, just like they would know it was a Trivago. They look at that just like any thing. They don't know it's a Marketing Boost situation any more than anything else. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, because like when I book hotels, I never even put that I have kids with me. They've never questioned anything. So I'm just wondering how they would check you for that or actually care about it.
Well, your issue is going to be that these as a promo room, you could arrive and it could be just a single bed. Okay.
Yeah.
It may not be a room with two doubles.
Yeah, you don't get to pick. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could be having an issue, and I wouldn't leave it to the last minute like that. It's far better to address it right up front. Our staff in the booking centers and the hotels and the resorts, they're not trying to make it hard on you. You know that it's the goal is to have you have a good experience, okay? And you will get a good experience. You'll be treated well. And the best way to do that is to start it off with transparency about what it is you're doing, and you'll get they'll bend over backwards to get you the best deal.
All right.
So, anybody further questions that I can help you with? Georgina. I've
Hello?
seen you smile a few times in the background there.
Yeah, we talked. I'm out here in Elko, Nevada. I have a meeting with you. And so my question is, how do you incorporate this with a thank you card? So you've talked to a client or you've talked to a prospect, you've given them a proposal and you want to kind of promote that, kind of give them the idea that, hey, thank you for sitting through a proposal time with me. And how do you incorporate that with a thank you card?
Well, actually, if you scan that scan above me, okay, you will see that comes out. There is place on that if you do it manually. Like I can do one to you right now. I can send you a restaurant card or a hotel card, and there's a place for your personal comment. You can say, I I would say, Georgina, thanks for attending the seminar at TST today. And I really enjoyed your questions. I look forward to a further discussion with me. If you've got any further questions, let's chat. And I put my information in, and boom, it goes out. And they get that, they see it, they say, oh, that was nice. And oh, I can go get a restaurant meal at a discount. And they go through the process. So they might call you back. How does this work? And you've got another chance to engage with them. That's relationship building. And that's how I would do it. Or you can send them an email and just say, kindly click this link, fill it in, and I want to send you that. I wanted to verify your information before sending it to you. And they go, oh, that's nice, and click, and you're back and forth. You've got all your GDPR looked after that way, you know. So it's just about how you're going to do it and your personality, but it's easy to do, yeah, especially if you automate it. Are you on a CRM system right now?
Yeah, I'm just working on trying to incorporate this into my follow-ups. Sorry, my voice is.
It's okay. That's good. And if you, again, everybody here, you've got my email. I'm open to helping and working with you to grow your organizations. We bend over backwards to try to help you grow your business. Our business is travel. We make no bones about it. We do very well in travel. Marketing Boost has been a very successful program, both for us and for the businesses that are a part of us. It's been growing significantly. We're in the glory times of where this makes a difference. So many people are struggling in business today, and they're having to cut prices all the time. And it's when you add the value rather than cut the price, where you do better now and you do better in the long run. You become a value consideration and you sustain yourself through hard times. I speak from experience, okay? I'm old enough that I've lived through ridiculous interest rates. I can remember when I was in my 20s, interest rates on a deal that I was working on went to 22%. You know, like credit card interest on a $500,000 property development plan was not a comfortable thing to have happen. But I've learned in my marketing, in my business, that people look to their overall value, and you need to crack that umbrella of personal relationship. And vacations and holidays break that mold. That's where you get the engagement with people. There's an interest and they will talk. And so we're thrilled to be able to help you do that. So Anthony, we're going to get you to be just like Javier soon.
Yeah, I want that legacy one. If there's a more expensive membership, just let us know. One last question I had. So the person I sent a free Vegas trip to someone, right? They get it today, they activate it, but they booked their trip for next year, April. When can they get another one? Does it start like today when they activate it, or does it start when they stay at the hotel?
It's when they go. 12 months from when they use the certificate.
Okay, so they stay in April, then April 2025 is when they could. Okay.
Yeah. Is Marco on this call? No, he's not. When you get over when you get over 12 months from when they get it, they're less likely to catch it, okay? That's just the nature of how the network tracks that stuff. I work all the angles. There isn't an angle in the system that I can't encourage you to. The bottom line is don't game the system. Keep it simple, keep it easy, and it'll work very well for you. Okay, but I'll be absolutely succinct with you. The best incentive programs are the ones where people use them. And I'm going to go back and emphasize, forget about sending to people to Bali and Thailand and Dubai and other stuff. Deal with something that relates. If you've got I get more people loving an incentive gift when they can jump in the car and 3 hours later, if somebody from Atlanta goes to Myrtle Beach, somebody from Orlando goes down to Miami, somebody from New York goes to Cape Cod, somebody from New York goes to Boston, somebody from Boston goes to New York. When they actually get the incentive and use it, that's where you really get the value. And so it's less important about selling them the exotic, like the latent desire where we want to go, and more about them experiencing the value and having the time off. I didn't share it as part of the presentation today, but I'll tell you one thing I use this for is to get leads in a community. I have one particular solar guy that I've done a fair bit of work with, and about a year ago, less than a year, but close to that, I went with him to Atlanta to look at a facility that he was looking to use as a showroom. And we finished early. I went with him we were going to go, and I had a flight in about 4 hours, and I said, crap, I've got to waste time. I said, no, I'll tell you what, Charlie, I'm going to go here, pull into this plaza. He says, what for? I said, I'm going to get you some referrals. I walked into a local bank and asked for the manager, and the guy comes out and he figures, sales guys, they're going to ask for money or something. I said, Mr. Banker, I got to tell you, we really don't need money. Charlie here's got his own financing and thing, but he's coming into town and opening this branch, and he wants to be able to have a place that he can refer local people to if they don't want to do business in this area. They want to keep it local. Okay, that's fine. Can he send them here? His ears perk up. He gives a little pitch about his service and their credibility, all that. And we talk, and I thanked him very much. And I said, by the way, you're appreciate your time with me today. I just want to thank you for that. Have you had a holiday recently? No, I haven't been away since COVID, blah, blah, blah. I got all the sob story. I said, you know what I'd like to do? We have a resort up in Myrtle Beach. I'm going to send you and your wife up there for 4 days, 3 nights. Charlie, over the next 7 weeks, got a series of referrals and did over $1 million worth of business in people that guy referred to him. You know why? Front of mind, blown away. Somebody that was successful enough to come in and say, I'm going to bring you business and I'm going to give you a weekend away. And all of a sudden, every time somebody mentions solar, okay, he was on it and he was doing it. And it wrote a ton of business in a very short order. It's a unique way. You can do that with accountants and lawyers and bankers. And think about those kinds of communities where you can break the ice that way. And they're going to hear about things when they go to their gym. This banker's wife did she went hairdresser, and everybody knew about this. And the leads just popped up from that. Just a simple kindness to somebody triggered all kinds of response. Just to let you think.
All right. Well,
okay.
Thank you very much. And I know I'll be getting in touch because